What Effy really is aggressively gay pro wrestling and performance. As Effy, I've sort of wanted to create an environment where I can just do whatever I want, but in doing that, it's accidentally created a giant world of wrestling that didn't exist before I was around. I like to joke that I oopsie-daisied a revolution. I found myself starting wrestling because I needed something to fill up my time because I wasn't drinking anymore. And when I got into wrestling, I went, this has gotten bigger and bigger than I could have expected. I mean, to the point where like, I'm doing something that hasn't slowed down for a decade now. I could easily just keep doing Effy does a gay show here, Effy does a gay show there. There's an easy path forward for what Effy could be. There are decisions I'm not gonna make in life. Like, I'm not gonna kill a person because it would ruin a lot of people's lives because they've devoted something to me and they believe what I'm saying is true. It's not saying I want to. I'm saying that I'm in a world now where I have to hold this torch. I have to go forward. And there are days where I just wanna go, well, no, I'm not doing this anymore. One time my youth group went on a trip to see Ice Age, which they told us it's a fictional movie.
The problem is if you go see one of those movies in a church group, you have to there's pre-lore that you have to be introduced to.
Yeah, like...
It's like when they took us to
So they lie.
The Natural History Museum when we were kids, and they go, now, this is all bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. This is the work
Enjoy.
of Satan, presented beautifully. Peter is my number one confidant and right-hand person, spiritual guide, podcast co-host, and assistant to the stars.
When you're playing with these egos and alter egos to where you have Taylor and then you have Effy, you have these two things that are both trying to exist at the same time. The mix-up between those two is something that you really don't want to have happen. Like, there needs to be Taylor at home, there needs to be Effy out in the world. Effy is a really important person in the reality that we live in. I don't think he fully understands how important he is, and so it is my job to manage both his ego and his importance.
Peter has helped me have an understanding of the timeline of things. There's a particular comfort level to having someone in your home who not only do they have the technical skill and understanding of your vision to help you actually output it to the world, but they also have a kind of different point of view and a different spiritual understanding of the world that you're messing with to begin with.
I think they are caught up in stuff that maybe they don't entirely realize what it is that they are playing with and dealing with. I mean, we can talk about the demon if you want to.
Having someone like Peter as a friend, but also as sort of a spiritual guide, say, this is going exactly according to the way it needs to be going. It feels like there's a little bit of a safety to having someone like that in your corner.
He stumbled into some of this stuff, I think, on just an automatic, let's fuck around and find out, and, made a blood pact with a demon, and all of a sudden his career popped off,
I've had issues, right? I've had issues. Every once in a while, it's okay to just open the door and make sure that I'm living within the lens of safety while also being kind of the most dangerous faggot in America. Some of that pressure I have to let off. And I think at its core, I'm still a pro wrestler. I'm still someone who is wrestling 150 times a year. There's some of that pressure that you have to let out in those moments.
With everything that is going on with him, there is a level of clarity that he needs to be able to reach in order to continue doing the same thing. It's the momentum that he runs off of has a particular frequency that it needs to continue to run at.
I'm not saying I black out in the ring. I'm just saying there's something that overtakes a little bit. There's something that realizes I don't have to present a PR version in front of a camera and a light when I'm in that space. I don't have to wait for direction from the director or the operator or an agent to tell me what's next or where to stand or where to pose. My call time is my music hitting, and when my music hits and I enter a space, there's no one that can tell me anything. They can't stop me to ask about what it's like to be Effy. They can't stop me to thank me for how much I've done. They can't tell me they don't like the things I'm doing. I just get to be Effy. Whatever is in me, whether it be a soul or a mind or whatever is powering this vehicle that is Taylor's body, is absolutely crushing it. Keeping this form comfortable has been the biggest challenge to figure out. The primary function of Effy is to wrestle. But I also use that as sort of the kettle's boiling on the stove, and if you didn't have a little hole at the front to push the steam out and whistle, that thing would explode. And the Effy brand has continued to expand, and it's requiring me to keep opening that kettle because the steam keeps being more and more.
In this metaphor, I hear you talking about it like you're the kettle, and I'm wondering if you're the steam.
This is my kettle, right? This is my kettle. I've got to live in the kettle. I don't want to harm this vessel beyond its use. Whatever the steam is inside of this meat body that I'm in is very successful at creating change and creating joy and creating excitement and being something that people want to see and want to interact with. And my physical form is not going to be healthy if I'm not doing the absolute most I can do, but I also think it goes beyond this physical form that I have a little bit. There is kind of only one other intimate way to know someone at that level than to push their body to its absolute limits. To come into a ring of your own volition and to then choose to say, I want to see who the better person is here. There's a real, authentic, raw version of a person that you can only get if you're trying to kill each other.